Hello, I'm going to try and show you how to make your own hair colors, how to draw hair. For those interested, I am using a Wacom tablet and pen. Is an Injurious one. I think the name's right. I'm also going to be using Photoshop, and these are layers. Now, we will be using a few things. I'm going to make a swatch of colors, and hopefully, if I can find it. Okay, there it is. I'll show you a few easy ways to take and, make this hair. Depending on what kind of hair you want, you'll probably pick a fantasy color or a more natural color. It doesn't really matter. We'll go with something like an orangish, and I'll show you exactly how to make a swatch it for colors for doing your hair. So you click here, it gives you a little dropper. You normally want to pick like 2 or 3 shades darker than the lightest color you're going to be using. So that's going to be 1, 2, and go down to 3. This should be the darkest color we're going to be using. So we're going to just pick with this one color. It's kind of a brown orange. And grab my brush. Go with let me find a large brush. Okay. So there's our dark color. And now we're going to pick a lighter shade color, at least 2 shades lighter. Put that one down, and again, we're going to do 4 different colors here. And then the most lightest color. Alright, so we got our brightest color, put that down. And now we're going to go ahead and pick a flat color. Flat color is one that has barely any color at all that's close to it. It's pretty much just same shade as the color you first use, except for it's more bland. And okay, this is our 4 colors we're going to be using for one hair, and I'll show you how to use this. I think we need to probably do another color. Let's see. Let's see. I guess looks like I did it on the wrong layer. Let's make a new layer. Rename that new layer. And then we'll just go ahead and drag that down. Okay, so this is going to be our swatch it. Let's see. New color. Let's go with I guess a fantasy hair color. Let's go with a pink. So again, we'll go 1, 2. No, that's too dark. It's almost puce. Ugly. Okay, yeah, about works. Okay, so this is our darkest color we're going to be using. Make sure we're on the right layer, and there we go. Again, we go up 2. There's our mid color, and all the way to the top for the brightest color. And now we just go ahead and grab our flat color. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2. It still looks puce, but we'll use it. Alright then. So we got our swatch it now. We can go ahead and start moving on to the next step. But these two colors here are our flat colors. They're areas of the hair that are going to be like neutral, like where there's no light hitting it, but it's not really dark. So go ahead and grab it, switch to the right layer, and we'll go ahead and pick a brush. So we're going to go ahead and start with, I guess, a medium size brush, something big enough for this canvas. And I'll show you how to do this. It doesn't have to be perfect. Do straight line, and we'll do a curly. Okay, so you're going to basically go down through your colors, and you're going to throw down a line next to it, if not right on top of it. You want some of the color to show from the other line. And it's just rinse, lather, repeat, like so. And you know, I'm not being too careful with how I do this. You know, it's hair, it's messy, it's going to look like hair. So take our flat color, and we're going to go a smaller brush and just put one in there. Alright, and let's go ahead and see. Yeah. Alright, let's go ahead and do the other color. And again, we'll just get our brush here. And let's see. If you haven't used a Wacom before, if you press this little button up here, this allows you to do some interesting things, like the pressure of your pen on your tablet will actually dictate how opaque your drawing is, or how light it is. This is good for doing hair that you want to taper, if you want to do it that way. So if I just keep stroking over with light brush strokes, you know, you can kind of see what it's doing. It's getting darker. This last one I did really hard, so it's really solid. But this works off of pressure of your Wacom pen on the tablet. And this is good for, you know, like I said, making tapers. Okay. And with this particular Wacom tablet, it gives you this nice ability to have extra 4 buttons you're going to use. See, I'm using my Alt to help me pick up the color. And I can do light strokes, I can do heavy strokes. It's really interesting, and it gets... you kind of get used to it after a little bit, but it's a slight learning curve. It's easier, so give yourself some time to practice with that. Alright, so now we have this, our colors. Some of the interesting things you can do with a Wacom tablet when you're doing hair and stuff, or any tablet for that matter, depending on which one you're going with. This one lets me have control over some functions through the pen. Let's see, yeah, we can get rid of our swatch it now. Let's go ahead and duplicate that layer, and I'll demonstrate some of that. Alright, so this is one of them. I can just use my fingers to readjust the zoom. I don't have to click on the zoom tool to do this. And let's see, I need my tool And I'm just going to go ahead and edit this. Doesn't look like I set up the feature for that. Go ahead and use the edit menu. And we're going to go ahead and paste that back on here, move it where it needs to be, and need my select tool. Deselect and move tool. Alright. So you can see I can move things by clicking and touching the tablet and stuff like that without actually having to use the grab tool to pan around with. Okay, so let's go ahead and merge those layers. Okay, so now we'll just go ahead and move on to the next step, which will be using the burn and dodge tool. We're going to make excuse me, we're going to go ahead and make some lines, adjust your exposure. You can also go here and adjust your hardness for your blush. Some people use a light brush, fuzzy brush. I'm using a hard brush. I'm going to go ahead and just throw down some random dark lines in here. I don't think you can use the pressure sensitivity when you're doing the burn, so it's just straight up whatever you have set, which is okay for some people, I guess. Okay, now so you can set up the different layers in which you burn or dodge. You can set the the exposure of it. You can use a hard brush or a soft brush. You normally go with a large hard brush for putting in dodge effects. It just seems to work better for me. And you can go over any area you think is too dark or whatever if you want to change some of the look of some of the different colors you have to choose from when you go to smudge. So that being said, I think that's enough. Let's zoom in here. I love this feature. Okay, so let's see. I think that's good. Let's go ahead and pick our smudge tool. And a lot of people say don't go past 25 strength on smudge because any more than that is too strong. Don't listen to them. Experiment with the strength of your smudge tool and your brushes. It's something that takes practice. When I was first starting, I was intimidated until one of my friends showed me how much the smudge tool can be used. And you have this nice little setting here. This is your hardness. This is how hard the brush actually strokes through the colors. You can collect, I guess, the colors on your brush when you're using it, and it just streaks down through while you're smudging. And you can see here that smudging, even with this small brush, how the colors are collected on the brush and they go through. And the strength of it is, I guess, is how far down you go. But this is hair, so it's going to be messy. Don't worry about it. Back up here. Alright, so I'm going to grab my brush here. I guess with a medium-sized brush would be best. Alright, and I don't have a large amount of strength here. And I'm just going to start, stroking. Don't worry too much about it. Just try and follow the way the hair is. Now your hair is going to be messy, it's going to look a little ugly, you're going to be unsure about it, but it will start to take shape as you stroke through it. And don't be scared of making mistakes. They're happy little accidents, as one of the PBS people I used to watch as a child would say. But yeah, you just stroke through your hair. It's going to be hair. It's going to be messy. Anybody with a bad hair day can tell you it's going to be messy. Even with people who have a good hair day, their hair does not behave. So go ahead and, feel free just to let it go. So you're just going to stroke. You can do the reverse stroke or a forward stroke. It doesn't matter which way you're stroking it. That sounded so derogatory, but okay. Yeah, the colors will start to mesh together, and you'll understand soon enough. One of the things is that you really have to have an imagination when you're doing this, and this hair more or less is going to either be shrunken down or it's going to be stretched out or what have you. There's more than just doing the hair the way it's going to be drawn. You'll have lots of other choices when you're doing this. So just have fun with it. The hair's going to be messy. It's going to look ugly at first. There's all kinds of steps we have to go through to usually get the hair look that you want. So don't get scared. This is just a single strand of hair. It's going to be multiple strands of hair in a head. Well, it probably doesn't look like a single strand, but we'll call it a single strand. It's like a small lock of hair. Maybe like 300 strands of hair put together. Alright, so don't be scared to smudge. Cut in, cut out. So it's going to look like you have some frayed ends. That's natural. People have frayed end hair. Okay, so I guess we'll do this one. I guess I'm going to do a few of these, show you how to do it. I'm still using the hard brush. I guess I could probably show you how to use a softer brush or less strength on your smudge tool. See what that looks like. This particular kind of thing, when you're using your smudge tool, it depending on your setting, you can have a lot more control over what's going on with the hair and the color. Best way to do this is just to show you, it might take a lot of extra work to make it work the way you want it to, but you have better control over where the colors are going, which might look a little bit less like hair, but that's up for discussion. But this is really just trial and error. Do not worry about making mistakes with this. You can always start over. That's why you make duplicates of the layers you have. And you keep experimenting with this. You can go back, you can erase it, you can do it again. You'll still come out with different results. Well, say like right here, I have too much of the darkness there. I want it a little bit lighter, so I can always, throw in extra there, and then I'll just go back to smudging. If I make a mistake, I'll just start over. It might take some time, it might take longer, but don't give up. It takes practice with anything and everything. It might come naturally after doing it a little bit. It's not too hard. So go wild with it, We're just making hair. This is the simplest way to do it. There might be other ways of making hair, I know. Might be easier ways, harder ways. It's pretty much up to you on which one's easier for you. Which one do you like more? This is the way a friend of mine showed me to do it, and this is pretty much what I'm trying to do. I'm giving it a shot. I'm seeing how well it works. And, you know, I can add anything I want in here and quickly smudge it out to help the look. So, really, do not be afraid to experiment. Do not be afraid to make mistakes. Everybody's going to make mistakes. But, you know, it's part of art. Okay, so I think I'm done with this one. Alright. Just move out some of these edges. And I'll probably go ahead and go do the other strand here in a moment. Let me back out so you can see the difference between the two hairs. Now, it probably look like shit to most of you, but, you know, it's trial and error. You know, I'll show you different things. Alright, now, so, since I already did this one, through the power of, you know, movie magic, I already went ahead and cut the center one out, put it in a new layer, and I want to show you some of the other things we can do with this particular one. We'll go to blur, motion blur, and what you can do is with this tool, if your hair isn't straight, you can use the angle to help you with it. Pretty much what this is going to do is it's going to take randomized pixels, more or less, and yeah, it's just going to string them through. This will help mesh the hair better. Seeing as my hair is kind of crooked, I'm not sure if I can do it with this. I might have to use the transform tool in order to do that. Yeah, I'm probably going to have to do that. And you can see in the background, you can see what it looks like. Okay, let's just go ahead and use the Control T key to do free transform. And we can rotate it a little bit. Try and get it at a 90 degree. Go ahead and hit accept on that, and now go back to filters, blur, motion blur, and it's more straight now. Sorry. And we'll, you know, make it 11 or so, maybe higher pixels wide, or long streaks, and you can see it looks a little bit better. So that's too much. Way too much. Let's see. I think 20 might be good enough for what we need. This is a small piece of hair anyway. Alright. So yeah, let's go ahead and do that one. And you can do more with this. You know, let's see. Duplicate the layer. And then we can change the layer to, like, you know, make different colors, bring in highlights or whatever to what you currently have. You know, it's, you do all kinds of things, but that's normally just, you know, for different things. Like, you know, Hmm. Anyway, we'll go ahead and just use a single one. Don't worry about, doing, multiple layers yet with the screening. Those are extra, like, light effects and darkening effects. So anyway, I'm just going to go ahead and show you how to transform this particular piece of hair. Go ahead and get rid of the other ones, and I think, where is it? Okay, can't find my tool. Let's see. We need what is it? Different brush. Yeah, I forgot. Sometimes it will take away some of the things, like the finer details in your hair when you do the motion blur, and you'll have to go in and give it some of those defining features again. Like I'm doing right now, I'm pretty much just stretching out some of the colors that should be there that got kind of strained out. There should be, certain details in hair that are just that way. And so I'm trying to stretch them out to where it looks more like normal hair, because I think it's missing those. So once I'm done with this, I think I'll go on to showing you how to use the free transform tool or pen tools to change certain things about the hair. There's one particular tool that's liquify. It works pretty good, but I really don't like using it that much. The one tool I like using is the pen tool. I think it's called the pen tool. Right now I'm just trying to, give the hair that defining hair look again. And when you're doing this, you should don't be scared to make strokes up into the hair like this. It really divides the hair. Or you can waylay like a madman back and forth to make the hair look more like hair. But the other transform tools you can use to get different types of looks with your hair. Let's go ahead and just, make the hair a little bit more like hair. Hair doesn't have a smooth edge. Not really. Well, depending on what kind of hair look you're going for. But yeah, this is time where you can just fix things, whatever you think might need to be fixed. This is by far not the finishing edge or the finished look of your hair. This is far from it. And let's see. Oh, there it is. It's in edit, I think. See, there's your transform tool. Use distort, perspectives to warp. I use warp a lot sometimes, but that's not the one I'm trying to show you. I'm trying to find it right now, and I can't remember exactly where in the edit menu it is. Puppet warp. Here it is. This particular tool gives you a mesh to work with, and you can pick a place on it to pin in this mesh, and it allows you to stretch the hair. If I can get it to work for me. Okay, what's going on? Oh wait, okay, never mind. Program's just being ditchy. Okay, so this lets you stretch and pull the mesh net that it has on it. And this will create tension points wherever you put the pen. So kind of be careful, because it will mess up your hair like this. So there's going to be a pinch mark right here. I'll have to come back and fix that. So we'll just go ahead and finish pinning this up. And you can make the hair curve, you can stretch it out, you can make it bigger, change the texture of the hair a little bit when you do this. So we're just having fun right now, just making an odd shape. Hold on. Okay, so yeah, I'm just having some fun with the pins. You know, it's going to change your hair in so many different ways. Don't be scared to make a mistake. You can always fix it. Adding more pins can sometimes help, or just get in the way. It depends on how you have your vision for how you want your hair. And of course, you're going to have to fix your hair more or less a little bit later. Oop, I think I'm at the edge. Yeah, I'm at the edge. Let's see what I can do. I'm going to stretch it a little bit. Okay, so I think this is going to be our finished hair piece for right now with this particular tool. Go ahead and hit that check mark, and you can see where it's been pinched in some areas. So you're going to have to use your smudge tool to help fix it. You know, just pick the appropriate size brush for smudging, and just, you know, kind of work on it to make the hair flow again. You know, so if you make some mistakes, don't worry about it. This hair is messy. Not everybody's going to look too closely at a mistake in the hair or whatever you're doing. But yeah, so let's go ahead and I think that's fixed all the pinches. My voice is giving out. Maybe. Okay, so going to duplicate the layer, and I'm going to go ahead and move this. And you can create a thicker set of hair. You can, you know, create an illusion that it's a big piece of hair. You can even change some of the other. This one piece of hair can be used for almost an entire head, and it's all in how you use the transform key, Control T. You know, you can squeeze it, you can flatten it, you can rotate it, and we can make a variation in the hair. You know, it's very versatile when you make your own hair. Some people use hairbrushes to give them a base. You know, it's something you can do if you want to. I'm still practicing with this particular technique. I'm by no means a master at this, but go ahead and merge these two layers, and this gives me a single piece of hair I can work with. So yeah, just play around with what you can do. I'm going to go ahead and blend, smudge the lines a little bit so it looks more like normal hair, like the hair is actually flowing. And if you come across one of these areas where it seems like it's just one solid color that's not working for you, don't be scared to edit the hair. I mean, you know, there's so much you can do with this. So I'm guessing I might speed this up just for the sake of, you know, saving people time. And yeah, let me go ahead and do that. Alright, so I went ahead and made an extra layer. So now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get a fuzzy brush, and I'm going to use the dodge and burn tool to change the back layer, give the hair some colors, get rid of some colors, and we're basically just going to change how the hair looks a little bit so that it doesn't look all the same, because it looks very uniformed, very unhair-like in some places. Like, this is not how hair is supposed to look. So don't be afraid to use the brush. Change the different layer of hair, whatever, so it looks different, so it's not the same pattern repeating constantly. So get my burn tool, darken the hair up. It's just the bottom layer that I'm going to do, and this way I can give the hair kind of a different kind of look. So you'll notice what I'm doing in just a moment, and oops, I'm kind of giving the hair a shine so that it looks like the hair actually has a lot of oil in it, and it has this shine layer where the light hits it. But yeah, you can do this, with any hair. This is some hairs that I've done earlier. This is for my particular avatar I was doing. It has a base, and these are just the different hair layers where I've taken the hair and I've actually changed a lot of shapes. You're not recycling the same piece over and over again. You can make multiple pieces of hair. This is the avatar for it that I was making a hair, kind of like a model. Get rid of some of these extras. But yeah, I have actually 4 different styles of hair that I made for this particular headpiece, and you can see it. There's nothing really too great about it, but I hope you've enjoyed my video. I hope you've learned something. I hope you can take something from this and do something of your own. So have a good day, and thanks for watching.